Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I don't know if that worked. Is anybody there? Hello. We are having all kinds of technical difficulties today. So I don't know what just happened. Maybe that shark thing sort of worked. Probably not as well as I wanted to. But hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are here. We would have been here earlier, but our new camera's not working. And we've had some weird tech incidents. I'm just going to call them incidents.
That's cool.
But we do have a good show coming up, and we're going to start that in just a moment. We've got some awesome guests in here to talk about the Margaritaville cruise ship, and it's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and get our our intro video going here, if I can find it, which I may or may not be able to do. Let's see. Did we upload it? There we go. Here we go. All right.
Come with me, we're going on a Fintastic Cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your Fintastic Cruise.
Of Fintastic Cruising, I am Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And we are here to bring you this fun episode. We're going to be interviewing some friends of ours talking about their recent expedition on the Margaritaville.
At sea.
At sea. I know. I'm like the Carnival Margaritaville, the Royal Caribbean. No, it's just the Margaritaville.
Yeah.
The Margaritaville. Before we do that, just a little bit of news to cover. One thing, I'm just going to put something up here on the screen. So if you're watching, or if you're listening to this in the future, it may be too late, but Griswold Family Vacay on December 17th is going to have a Christmas celebration to raise money for a great charity, which is, let me read that. Give Kids the World Village. Yes, and that's going to be December 17th from 7 to 9:30. So go check out our friend Griswold Family Vacay and help them make some money for the kids, because, that sounds like a good thing. And then what other business do we need to attend to here, Kimbra?
Well, we have the group cruise.
We do have the group cruise, and Meg's putting the link up to Griswold there. Thank you, Meg.
Awesome. Yeah, so the group cruise is March 12th through 19th, 2023, out of Tampa on the Carnival Pride, going to, you don't have the picture for that?
I didn't know. We're very unorganized.
That's cool. Maybe not in this order because I don't remember the order, but it goes to Grand Cayman, Roatan, Belize, and Cozumel.
I think that's it.
I think so too.
I mean, that's pretty much got to be. I mean, well, you could go the other way around.
Yeah, but
and Grand Cayman's kind of an outlier, but yeah,
I think it starts with Grand Cayman.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's Grand Cayman, and then we go down to Honduras, Roatan, Honduras, up to Belize, and then Cozumel in Quintana Roo, Mexico. All amazing ports.
And then back to Tampa.
And then, well, if they make us, we'll go back to Tampa.
Yeah, and if you want to join that cruise, you can send me an email at fintastictravel@gmail.com.
That's fintastictravel@gmail.com.
Yeah. I feel so thrown off because we just jumped in and started, and normally
now they didn't know that if they're listening in the future.
I know. I'm just having a hard time. Well, you want to bring on our guest? Do you have anything else?
I just want to say this. We have to apologize because we haven't been getting the audio version out. But if you're one of the people we're apologizing to, you probably won't hear this anyway. But in case you do see the video one, or in the future, if you hear this audio one, we are a few episodes behind. But we did make some steps to get that rectified. I'm thinking of Rhacodactylus. Rectified today. And so hopefully we'll get those out sooner rather than later. And we thank you for your patience and apologize for any inconvenience. And thank you for listening. Thank you for letting us know if you are one of those people that only listens to the podcast, because we didn't know how many people did, but we have had a few people say, hey, what happened to the podcast? You can catch it here on YouTube, but also we will try and remedy that. So there we go. That's all I got. That's all
you got?
That's all I had.
All right. Are those in the green room ready to jump on and join us?
I see a thumbs up.
I do. Well, I saw two, but some from the same person. So.
All right, we're gonna bring them on here. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Boom. Oh wait, we can do.
Can we do?
Oh no,
that's
just
weird.
No,
don't do that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Welcome.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So these lovely people, if you are watching or listening, because you can hear the voices too, is Takara, who is my personal trainer, who tortures me a couple times a week.
This morning.
Yes,
this morning was one of those days. And Brandon. So hello and welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us on the Fintastic Cruising podcast and sharing your recent experience. So Kimbra is usually not real talkative compared to me, partly because I'd never shut up and partly because she's not as talkative. But tonight I said, you are gonna be the main talker.
Yes, and because I am really good at procrastinating, I did not prepare a list of questions, so we're gonna wing this.
So we're gonna
be so amazing.
Skills to the test.
But you know what? Takara talks a lot, so we'll be fine.
All right.
So does he.
Perfect.
There we go.
All right. So first of all, you went on the Margaritaville at sea for Brandon's birthday, right?
Yes. So I took him for his birthday. It was like a little surprise cruise, and we didn't have a lot of time, so we decided to do the Margaritaville at sea because it's only a couple of days, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
I like what you did there.
All right. So you went. So like you said, it's a couple days. So you had one port and then just right back, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we went to Grand Bahama, which I wasn't sure about Grand Bahama in the beginning. I'm going to be honest. We've been there before, and it was like okay, but this time I was pleasantly surprised. We didn't really plan anything. We just kind of winged it because it was like, oh, it's Grand Bahama. But we had so much fun there.
I know they're doing a bunch of renovations down there too to make it a more spectacular port, but I'm glad to hear you guys had fun. What did you guys do?
Yeah, we took a taxi or a group. Well, we got onto a car and then we kind of just went wherever they were taking us. We went to like a mall.
It's Port Lucaya Market.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
The best donuts in the world.
Nice.
It was at Zorba's. It's like the only Greek bakery, I should say.
Yeah,
that's in the market. But the food there was very good. He had a donut. I had a fruit tart, and it was the best I've had in a long time.
Nice.
The beach. What was the name of the beach that we went to?
So we went to Pirates Cove, and I have to tell you, like, I've been to Grand Bahama before and never been to Pirates Cove. It will always be a stop now when we go to Grand Bahama because Pirates Cove has like absolutely everything there all in one area. You can zip line, you can kayak, you can jet ski, you can parasail, or if you're like us, you can just go get massages on the beach, which were amazing. We were there and we wish that we could stay longer because they did such a good job. But they also have food and drinks and dancing.
Is that like a public area that anybody can go to? Is it like a all-inclusive type thing? Like how does that work?
So Pirates Cove is actually a public area, but when you get on, you do have to pay $12 to enter Pirates Cove. Okay. So, but it's not a resort area. It's just it's a public beach that you have to pay to get in.
Okay, that's cool.
So we've got a question from Blaine. He says, which we can answer a little more when we go through some of your pictures, but he says, how often do you visit the ship's gym?
Blaine, you're now my new best friend. Also, ask Kimbra the same question because I ask her every single time she comes back. And before she leaves, I tell her, you know, they have a gym, right? And there's some things that we can do while you're there, only in 30 minutes. So yeah, I had a great time working out, actually. So I'm super excited you asked that because I get to talk about my workout now.
I knew you'd like that one.
I love that question. Are we gonna get back to it though, or do we should?
All right. I was just thrown
Do you
off.
want me to tell them about the gym now and everything?
Oh, do you want to talk a little bit more about the ship, or do you want to jump into some of those pictures and talk about stuff?
You're the captain tonight.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the ship, and then we'll kind of go through the pictures that I know you have to wait.
I'll be all excited. Okay, I dial back now.
This is Blaine's fault. Blame Blaine. All right, so the ship. What type of cabin did you get?
So we actually, every time we go on a cruise and it's just the two of us, I try to get an interior room. We're parents, so for me, because I rise really, really early and I'm usually training right around 5 a.m., if the sun comes up, I'm up. So it's really nice for us to get an interior room when we go on cruises because it's pitch black and I can't see anything. So if I can't see anything, then I get to sleep in. So vacation trips with just the two of us, we usually get an interior room, and we were pleasantly surprised on this cruise on how big those rooms were.
Oh, cool. You guys have cruised on, what cruise lines have you been on in the past?
Royal Caribbean. We've also done Carnival. That's it for me.
I've done Costa as well.
Okay.
I think that's it.
So when you say the rooms were big, are you kind of comparing them to like Carnival or Royal Caribbean rooms?
Both.
Okay, cool.
Both. I was really surprised, and I've been told now that it's because it's an older ship that the rooms were bigger. Now with the bigger ships, it's all how many people can we get in, right? So with the older ships, the rooms are a lot bigger, so much so that we went on a Royal Caribbean cruise and we took our kids, and I said never again in an interior room. Like, this is not it. So we have a bed that we're sitting on now. Our kids' beds were on top of us. And every time my son moved, I woke up. Or then my daughter came to, it was kind of awful. And I was like, if we ever do this again, we're getting a bigger room or conjoining room. Like, this is not going to work. So, but when we walked in, we were like, this room is huge. Why is it so big? And then realized that there were beds that folded down on the side. And I was like, oh, we could actually do this and have room for our kids if we came back.
Oh, cool. It's like that. I don't know if you ever watched the old Love Boat show, but obviously that wasn't super accurate. But the staterooms that they stayed in that ship was like the size of an apartment. It was crazy,
Huge.
But
It's
not probably not really the reality of it, but bigger, but definitely bigger than what we get now. Which is,
say ours weren't that big, but they were really roomy and spacious. So that was really nice.
That's awesome.
David, what did you think of the room?
Same. I thought it was very nice. I didn't feel cramped. Being 6'3", it's easy to feel cramped on a ship, but no, I felt nice. It was comfortable.
How were the beds comfortable? Did they feel like they were in decent condition?
I'll say it was an average. I don't remember feeling necessarily like, oh, these beds are fantastic or they were horrible. It was just a standard bed.
I mean, that's better than I mean, you didn't go, oh, I hate sleeping in these beds, so that's good enough.
I slept really well, really well. But I may not be a fair judge either, because at home I don't necessarily sleep really well all the time. So
you sleep on every vacation.
Yeah, I like sleeping.
Very well.
You get the rock of the ship, and I said ship, not boat. Are you proud of me?
I am very proud.
I get
good job. You will get called out in the chat for sure if you say boat. So.
He calls me out all the time. He's like, we were on a boat. It was a ship. Don't say that. Oh, I don't want to trouble. It was a ship. It's a ship.
So in general, we know that ship is a little bit older. Did it feel that way? Were there any parts of it that you could definitely tell they redid, or parts that seemed kind of older?
I'm going to let Brandon speak to the older parts, and then I'm going to speak to the revitalized parts. So you go ahead, baby.
It's very obvious when you walk on it. It's an older ship. you can't help but notice it. There were even some parts where I won't say it smelled bad, but there were some parts that smelled bad, but it just has like an older, mustier smell to it when you walk in.
I think that you should tell them about the parts that smell bad so that they know.
Okay, well,
we're family, right? So that we can be pretty discreet about. Okay,
Yes.
the first bar that we walked into, there was a certain corner where I don't know what happened in this corner, but it smelled awful. And it smelled awful the entire time we were on the ship. So we just basically avoided that bar the entire time.
Yeah, it was so much so that you almost like walk by the bar and you wonder, like, the people that are sitting at the bar, like, you can't smell that because I smell that, and you're sitting there drinking, like.
They were strong drinks.
Very strong.
That you like.
Well, I mean, even when you're on the top, not the Lido deck, but the area where you can sit and eat outside if you'd like.
Guys, I've been trying to tell him not to call this Lido deck for like weeks now.
You just look around. Even the pools just look. You can tell they're dated. They're not. Let's see what I'm looking for.
They're not up to date.
They're not modern.
They're not big.
Yeah.
So the pools are square pools. They're not like
Right.
huge pools. But I'm going to follow that up with some good, because I feel like even though it is an older ship, when you walk on, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this ship is so old. First off, you're in the port of Palm Beach, and that port is the most beautiful port I've seen in a long time. Going to the port of Palm Beach, even going to the top deck, it was just like breathtaking. You look out and it's just like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So, I mean, even with the pools being smaller, like we were talking about, there's not a lot of people on the ship. So if you think Carnival, you think Royal Caribbean, you know how packed it is. I mean, I'll be honest with you, on our cruise, we maybe saw a few people in the pool, but it wasn't like it was crammed and I've been on some ships where it's been crammed and we've had to leave. So it's just, it was very spacious. And I mean, I think I showed Kimbra a video of me doing cartwheels because there was just so much room. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to do some cartwheels here. There really was. There was a lot of room, and there wasn't very many people, which was really nice.
Cool.
Now, the revitalized parts, I will tell you, if you go on the ship, you have got to go to the It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere bar, because it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I mean, like, if you go there, it's like, all right, Margaritaville, this is what we're talking about. This is what, like, Margaritaville is known for. Why doesn't the rest of the ship look like this? So, yeah, I definitely recommend the It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere bar. It's beautiful. And obviously, I recommend the gym because,
How difficult was the embarkation process compared to other cruises you've done, with it being at West Palm?
It was pretty straightforward. The only thing that was different was, like, I'm not sure what all you did online when you booked, like, the drink package and the meals, but they had tables set up that you had to go to the finalize thing. So that kind of is different.
Yeah, so getting through was really easy. It was a breeze. And then they have these like different setups. So like if you were going to get a drink package on any other major ship, you can do it online. But if you don't do it online, then they have different points set up where they're booking like your dinner reservations or your excursions as you go through. So that was a little bit different that we hadn't seen before that we were able to do. I'd already purchased us a drink, like a drink package for the weekend, but I hadn't booked us dinner because I wasn't sure what he wanted to do, and it was his birthday. It's kind of a surprise cruise. So we did book dinner there, and it was pretty easy to do. I mean, I think we waited in line maybe like 5 minutes, and then we went on.
When you say book dinner, do you mean like the regular dinner, like in the MDR kind of situation, or do they have a specialty dining on there, or?
Mm-hmm. So we booked dinner at specialty dining. They do have like fins, which is like their regular included. But then we went to, what is it called? JW?
I don't remember what their special
There's a
restaurant
J in it. and it's a steakhouse.
It's the steakhouse.
It was delicious. I think,
cool.
you guys, in all honesty, I have to say the best part about this cruise, other than the fact that there was nobody in the gym and I could work out wherever I wanted, the food, hands down. Like, it's the best cruise food I've ever had in my life.
That's cool. That's good. That's
good.
See,
everything was good. Do you want to hear about what we ate? Because it was a lot.
I know we've got some pictures of it. So Larry's asking if you guys have video. So there are some short clips and photos and stuff. We're going to go through all of those because there were too many to download. So I'm just going to do like a screen share of all of them because that was...
I thought I'd give you options.
No, that's cool. I'm just too lazy to download them all. And we have this new thing, and I wasn't sure how to upload them all. So I was like, you know what? We'll just wing it. We're going to figure this out. Do you have any other specific questions? I think we should jump into a lot of the photos and videos because a lot of the things that she's talking about are kind of covered in a lot of these photos.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Do you have anything else?
It was really good. Just in reference to the comment, the steak was good. We had a ribeye with like pepper. Oh, so good.
Okay.
So good.
Cool. All right. Let's see how to do this. We got to add this in.
Oh. There we go.
That's me.
So we can do maybe this.
What's the one next to it?
This
or
one?
that
this
one. Yeah.
There we go.
How about that one?
That's good.
Okay, so this is like I didn't order them. They're literally just in the random order that they were put on the drive. So if there's any that I'm just going to kind of click through them. If there's any you want to stop and talk about, feel free to do so.
Okay, so the one that's up there right now, we actually both took pictures in the spot because it was almost like a runway, so we thought it was really cool. And it's a good view of the ship. If you guys go on this cruise, definitely come up here and take some pictures as you're sailing out of the port because it was amazing.
All right, and this looks like a menu.
Yeah, it's a drink menu. So they have specialty drinks when you get up there. Babe, do you remember which one you had that you loved?
I don't actually.
And Kimbra, just so you guys know, there's a 10-drink package that's that we paid $99 for. And I'll tell you, the cool thing about this drink package is if you don't drink the entire thing and you come back on the cruise, you can still use your band for the next cruise that you come on. It doesn't expire. You have to use them at that time. So I thought that was really neat.
So you pay $99 and you get 10 drinks?
You paid $99 and get 10 drinks. Yeah.
And are there limits on like is it limited to certain drinks or is it any drinks?
It was up to a $12 value drink.
Okay.
Did you see any drinks over $12 value though?
I see that pineapple overboard looks like it's 14. It looks like there's some 14s.
Actually, all of those drinks except the Coco Cabana are all over 12.
Okay, so we had those, babe, and we didn't pay extra for those.
But the drinks were confusing because they also wanted to do like where you get like the special glass that's bigger.
Oh yeah. So there were definitely some upcharges, guys. So we got the $99 drink package, but when you get on, they want to sell you like a bigger cup. And with that bigger cup, like you get other discounts, but we didn't do all of that. We just were
confusing.
Yeah, it was confusing.
And they didn't know either when we asked. We got different answers from every bartender, and it was just not something we wanted to get into.
That's
so some inconsistencies.
They need to iron that out. It sounds like.
So with the $99 drink package, can just one person get it, or does the whole cabin have to get it like some of the other cruise lines?
No, it can be one person. So I just bought 2 for both of us, but it can be one person. It doesn't have to be the whole individual.
They like scan your wristband every time you get a drink.
I think that's good because it's probably because you're paying for a set number of drinks and not just unlimited. Right. So that's good. So if you have one person that drinks more or that doesn't drink, then you don't have to like pay for them.
Yeah.
And I know it's a shorter cruise, but still like $99 is a lot easier to swallow than
1,000.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
And the drinks were good too. So
all right. Let's see what's next. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so this is us at the steakhouse that we went to. You can kind of scroll through that. That's Brandon's birthday. Oh, So this is this. Sorry, there's a lot of us in there, huh? This is the big sandal that you walk into as soon as you embark. You check in and you go through that process, and then this is the first thing you see when you come on the ship.
Oh, this is in the atrium then, like the okay. I wasn't sure if this was in the terminal or the atrium when I saw this picture, but that's okay. That's cool. I like the flip flop.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's definitely got the Jimmy Buffett vibe going.
For sure.
Do they just play Jimmy Buffett all the time on the ship?
They don't. There's a variety of music. Now, if you go to the It's 5 o'clock bar, it's definitely rocking some Jimmy Buffett tunes for sure. But the entire ship, I mean, there's great music, great vibes. There was great dancing. I think a couple of more clicks, and we got a guy that's dancing here that is like having the time of his life, and it's like day one. Nobody's on the boat yet. Oh, having a good time. Oh, I'm sorry. Shit.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was gonna be sound. Oh no. I clicked on something.
You're fine.
I know. That just means I have to find where I was.
Okay.
That was me scrolling to kind of show you what that deck looked like that my husband wants to call the Lido deck, but it wasn't. So it was really, really spacious up there. There wasn't crowded. I mean, like for most of the trip, that's what it looked like up there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so one of our listeners or watchers, I should say, said maybe they'll revitalize the rest of the ship. So like I've heard that they've put money into parts of it, but they're still waiting to do more. Would you say this just reminded me of that? Because this looks like an older ship here. I wonder if they will like update some of the other stuff. I mean, you can't easily change the shape of the pool and stuff, but maybe add more little decorative accoutrements and stuff.
I was going to say, I think a couple of coats of paint, though, go a far way. And that lime green Jimmy Buffett feel, like, if you carried that throughout the entire ship, then really, like, it would seem a lot more upgraded. Oh, this is the guy dancing. He was having the time of his life, and we hadn't even left the Port of Palm Beach. It's amazing.
Nice.
That's funny.
So great vibes. It was. Oh, so this is the room.
Okay.
I wanted to give you guys a look at the room because I did feel like it was a lot bigger than a lot of the ships that we've been on.
There's like beds behind it. That's interesting. It's a different layout for sure. So you've got like a trundle over another smaller bed. Yeah, it looks like it's got a little more
spacey.
A little bit more space in there.
There was a lot more space. I mean, like I said, and I told Kimbra when we came back from our Royal Caribbean cruise with the kids, I told her then, I was like, Kimbra, we'll never do that again. Like, it was so close and so tight for our family of 4. But when we went on this cruise, we actually pulled those out just so that we could see, and it was a lot more spacious. We were like, okay, we can do that here.
And the TV was huge.
Yeah. So if you go on ships and cruise to watch, like catch up on your TV, then the TV was huge. It really was very big.
This looks like the bathroom.
Well, there's a lot of color in that bathroom.
Yeah.
You got to tell them about the sewage smell. Okay, so in order to avoid 4-letter words, I'm going to do that. So there was, at distinct parts in time on this cruise, there were a few odors that came from the bathroom that we were kind of like, what in the world? Where's this whiff coming from? And at first I thought that maybe another room next to us was backed up, but it would just be like random whiffs. So we dealt with that by like keeping the door closed from the bathroom because we had no idea what in the world that was. And that just goes to say this is an older ship. It's not brand new, so yeah. I mean, if I had to say like best to worst, best food, worst smells.
As long as you don't get the bad smells when you're eating the food.
Doesn't usually cross. This is putting him in the bed. He was like, oh, it wasn't overly comfortable, but I don't know if you guys see this. He looks pretty comfortable to me. That's the Port of Palm Beach. So it was so pretty out there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We sailed out of there when we went on the Rotterdam.
Out of Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale? Not Palm Beach.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Then
yeah, this is a smaller.
Yeah, that's
this is a
right.
smaller port. It's not going to accommodate the huge cruise ships, but that's kind of one of the beauties of it because you get a little bit, more scenic kind of area. I mean that.
Is this the only ship that sails out of there?
I think it's the only cruise ship that does.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so you guys can see how obsessed I was with pictures just of the port because it was really, really pretty. That's Brandon.
He doesn't look happy at all.
He was
really
so,
upset to be on the
so
cruise.
bummed that we were going to leave the kids on his birthday.
I love your 3 and 4 second videos.
Sorry. Oh, that's me doing cartwheels. I was real excited. So you guys can see there's like nobody there. So I was like, oh, let's just have some fun. And so I did some cartwheels. Yeah. I do random things sometimes. You just have to excuse me.
That's a really cool picture.
That is nice.
So you can kind of see what what the ship looks like. What the ship looks like there.
Give her a gentle nudge every time she says it.
Umbrellas. You look at the design. You can see the Margaritaville. But again, you can also see that it's an older ship. You see that.
Did it have like mini golf, ping pong? Like, did it have any kind of other things other than the pools and bars on the deck, or was it just like open space?
Ping pong, for sure.
Ping pong, and there was an arcade, but no mini golf.
Okay.
So like if the kids came on, they would be swimming and they would be in the arcade, and then they did have like the kids clubs, but there wasn't a lot of outdoor things that you would see on like a Royal Caribbean or a Carnival for sure.
Okay. I mean, like, it's an older ship, but there's sort of something nice about that. I like smaller ships in a sense because you really feel that connection with the water, which is, sometimes that's the only reason why I want to cruise is to be closer to the water. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice.
And I can say this was one of the steadier cruises that I've been on. It was a smaller ship, but I didn't feel like I was on a ship. I didn't feel a lot of rocking or.
I felt it.
You felt rocking?
Yeah.
I didn't feel a lot of rocking at all.
I think that you were sleeping.
You were too sound asleep.
Apparently I was asleep. But I guess that does say something about rocking putting you to sleep. It was comfortable.
Now, Takara, never do this on an outer rail. That's all I want to say when I saw
don't
this
tell
picture.
anybody I did that. That picture wasn't supposed to be in there. It just got uploaded. No. And I wouldn't. We're not going to risk that.
You'll end up
You wouldn't
treading
let
water
me.
for 20 hours.
Yeah. We just so this cruise left out of West Palm, and then it was overnight, and then the next morning you were in Grand Bahama.
Yes.
Okay, and then you spent the day in Grand Bahama, and then you guys stayed on the ship, and you came back another night, and then you were back in port. So it was like a 2-night cruise. Is that accurate?
No, it was 2 nights. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So
Okay.
2 nights. We came back on, and then we were back.
Did some people get off of the ship and stay off in Grand Bahama? I know they used to do that when it was Bahamas
they
Paradise.
Still do that.
Okay.
And you can they have resorts that they've partnered with, so you can stay down in the resorts and then pick up another one coming back, and it's still the same round trip,
Right.
deal. So that is kind of cool. That
I
there's
think
an
that's a
option
really
like that as
cool
well.
idea.
It is a neat idea because you can stay as long as you want then, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I wish
This
that
is the
more
back
cruises
of
did
the
that
ship.
actually.
You know what?
Hmm?
Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. I was trying to switch it, but I can't go to the next video if I'm in full screen. So
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's so we that was my first drink on the cruise. I had a glass of wine and I was real happy, and there was a little, what is that called? A porthole? Porthole? Yeah. So I was like, I need a picture inside of this.
Oh, this wasn't like a picture op. It was just you just turned it into one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that was just me being me, you know.
What was the cruise we were on? Was it Virgin that had all the selfie areas and stuff?
And then other than that, it's kind of a pointless area.
Or was that?
Okay, so a little bit of live music going on there.
Yeah.
What kind of entertainment does this ship have? Does it have like production shows and stuff?
It does, and I really tried to make it to a production show this time because I knew you were going to ask me that, and I did not. But we'd watched a couple videos, and the review said that the production shows are actually really, really good on this ship, which is why I tried. But I expire at a very early hour.
That's because you get up at 5 in the morning.
My husband loves that about me. We're the complete opposite. So he stays up late and I go to sleep early, and then he sleeps in and I'm up and about. Oh, that was the sunset with us
Nice.
us taking off.
It definitely doesn't look super busy. It's interesting because I was thinking that something like this would be like really busy all the time. Like when we went on our Freedom of the Seas, that weekend cruise, the 3-night.
Oh,
and
right,
it was like
right.
crazy busy, and we figured it was probably because it was like a
shorter
short
cruise.
weekend.
Yeah.
This doesn't look anywhere
No.
near that.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a good amount of people.
Yeah.
And I mean, keep it. I mean, it could go up. Just keep in mind the time that we went. We went in the middle of November. So I'm not sure if that's cruise season.
It's a little bit of a slow season, but still, it's.
I mean, we were in the middle of October.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
still, it's low. I mean, that's actually sometimes better for locals because that's when the cruise prices are at their lowest. Is usually October, into November a little bit, because you're still technically in hurricane season. So and there's not as many tourists down. Kids are back in school. So it's a great time to cruise if you're a Floridian, but even then, that weekend cruise we did was pretty packed. And this looks like a good amount. I learned from the pandemic that there is a case where you can have not enough people on a cruise, and it kind of changes the whole vibe of the cruise. But I would prefer that to too many, but this looks like it's the right amount. Not too many, not too little. It's the Goldilocks cruise.
Yeah, I'd agree with Brandon. There was definitely the right amount of people on this cruise. It was nice. We could do what we needed to do. Oh, guys, this is my favorite part. Hold up.
If you're just listening,
Okay,
we've
so
made
this
it to the
is the gym
gym.
on the cruise.
So some people have jumped in since we started. So FYI, everyone, this is Takara, my personal trainer, and she likes the gym.
Love the gym. And by the way, like, this was amazing for me on this cruise because I mean, I told you guys that there wasn't a lot of people, but nobody was in the gym. Which I know is a hard thing to fathom. Like, why wouldn't anybody be in the gym on a cruise?
Right?
We were cruising for like 2 days, But no, it was really nice to be able to get in there and do whatever I want and like make it my own.
And was the equipment was fairly modern stuff?
Sorry, I'm
Or?
laughing at your comment from Meg. They have gyms on cruise ships. They actually do, and they should be used because they're lonely gyms.
Brandon, do you go to the gym on the cruise ship as well?
I do from time to time. I didn't on this one because I was sleeping in. It was my birthday.
Right, you should not have to work out on your birthday unless you're Takara and
I
you
worked out on my birthday,
unless you're Kimbra or Takara and you just.
but
really
I got
want
to do a Bosu workout because that's what I wanted.
She chose it. It was
I
great
did.
too. And then she complained about it a little bit.
I did.
Sorry, that's just me working out. I think I probably gave you all of my stuff and didn't really go through it. I was just like, here's everything from the cruise.
That's fine. I'm sure everybody will enjoy watching somebody work out on a cruise ship because they've never seen it before.
I mean, I'm getting strained just watching. So
So
Todd
guys,
said-
I mean, like, here's the thing, and these aren't even the fun ones. Like, my favorite thing to do anywhere, no matter where I am, is make that area my fitness playground. And so that wasn't even the fun part. That was me using the like basic gym. But then we got to use some of the cruise items as collateral for my workout. It was great.
oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Todd
that's
wants to
what we
know:
did the first
did they
time.
have? Did the dumbbells go higher than 55 pounds? He hasn't seen more than 55 pounds on a cruise.
Yeah, so it's funny because when we went in, Brandon's like, these weights are so light, and I had to let him know that they're in kilograms. So they look they look like they're not very high, but they were. So this is the first night we went to dinner, and we went to dinner at Finn's, which is the restaurant that's included. Guys, this restaurant was amazing. We both had miso salmon, and I'll let Brandon tell you how delicious it was.
It was so delicious that I went to the Asian market and bought miso paste so I can make it myself.
That's how you know something is good. When it's so good that when you get back to the mainland, you try and reproduce that same thing. That's cool. That's awesome.
Like, we literally have miso paste in the
Were you
refrigerator.
able? Were you successful in the
Recreation.
in the cloning of it?
I'll have to keep you updated.
He hasn't attempted yet.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
got nervous.
He bought everything and hasn't made it yet.
Okay, all right.
Kimbra, if you keep going, I think that there's a picture in there of the dinner that we had. Sorry guys.
Hmm.
So that was balsamic mozzarella and tomatoes. I took a picture of this because presentation was just really nice. I like great presentation, and the food was even better. So that was the first night at the Finn's restaurant. Finn's is included in the ship, and I'll tell you guys, like, the food was phenomenal. It was so good. And I went back down there just to get some video of, like, the atrium and the big flip-flop because I thought it was really cool. You don't have to play that. It's just us being weird.
Was there a prominent cruise director on this cruise? Was it cruise director driven, or were they kind of in the background?
There was, but I'll tell you, we did so much like relaxing of our own thing that we weren't really intertwined with the activity director, cruise director. But they did do. This is the fun part. Okay, they did do some. They did do some things. She was great. She had a lot of energy, and I did watch them as they were like guiding them through how to do the cha-cha, how to do the birthday dances. And they had a couple of contests with couples, which was really funny. So
Cool.
All right, what's happening in this video?
So this is me making the ship my fitness playground, and I'm doing some incline push-ups, but we turn those into a push-up clap in just a second. So this is just me having fun and being myself on the ship because there was so much room and there was not anybody there, and I knew I wasn't going to disturb anybody. So instead of working out in the gym, I decided to work out on the deck.
Brings back memories of my morning.
Did you do this morning?
Great.
Not really. I wouldn't look like that.
So these are Bulgarian split squats. I chose to use one of the pool chairs to do some lunging, and that was a lot of fun. And then holding, so static holds with a Bulgarian split squat. It was great. Kimbra, we need to try those.
Do we?
Yeah.
We did that on the boat too.
Setting and just go
Kinda.
for it, you know? That was me grabbing my bum at the end because it hurt. Okay, so this was the place in the Port Lucaya market that we were talking about in the beginning.
Okay.
So that's where we got off and went, Port Lucaya market, and it was amazing. That was us there. right by the bay. So the market sits on a little bay, and it's a really cool space. There wasn't a lot going on out there though.
It looks nice. It looks like a little. Is it like a little boardwalk type area? Like
There's
kind
a
of has
boardwalk, and
I can't turn it.
like a John's
there's some
Pass
vendors
vibe.
out there selling food, and it was a really cool area.
Nice. Were the vendors real pushy there, or were they pretty laid back?
No, they were laid
No,
back.
they were laid back.
Okay, cool.
There was nobody that was pushy there.
Wasn't like the straw market or anything like that, where they're like,
No.
okay.
So these are espresso
Wow.
drinks that Brandon had for his birthday. What was it? Espresso and Bailey's?
It was good. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think there was like some Kahlua and espresso and Bailey's, and
That sounds like my kind of
I was
drink.
gonna say that sounds like my kind of drink. Yeah, that's like that chocolate
Mocha chocolate
mocha
getaway.
chocolate getaway. I'm all about that.
yeah, it was really, really good. And this is again at the Zorba's, the Greek pastry shop. They have phenomenal food, phenomenal drinks. Oh, this is Brandon eating his amazing donut.
So,
You can taste it all over again.
so good.
If you guys ever go to Grand Bahama, you need a donut. I've never had my husband look at me after he bites a donut and say, "This is the best donut I've ever had in my life."
Nice.
I'm so happy
Can
we
we
came
get
here.
donuts for breakfast tomorrow?
I mean, yeah.
No.
Oh,
Wait, hold up.
I said that in front of the wrong person.
Busted. You meant like some kind of healthy donut, right?
Yeah, I mean like those
Donut made out
air
of lettuce.
air donuts
A lettuce
that
donut.
don't exist.
So as we told you, we were celebrating Brandon's birthday. So I thought a true island way would be to have a drink out of a coconut, right? So we did this in the market as well. And the guy actually, I was really excited about this because I'm a little bit of a health nut and then a splurge nut. So I healthily had him chop open the coconut and then ate, like he gave me the meat inside of the coconut, and we drank like straight water out of the coconut, which like has the best electrolytes in it. Nerd again over here. But then I got to eat a piece of it, and then he got his drink out of the coconut, which was really exciting for me.
We could work something like that out. You get the electrolyte, and then I'll pour some rum in there.
It was looking like that's not fair.
Yeah, I don't like that game.
Look at how happy he is.
Can we
Oh,
do this
that-
for my
I mean,
birthday?
I mean that I'm maybe because that looks like a spectacular
My
drink right
half
there.
birthday is in April.
Mine's right
I
now.
love it.
Mine's like in like less than a week.
That's true.
So,
Half birthday or real
that was-
birthday, Matt?
half birthday in
Okay.
a week exactly. Actually,
I'm gonna say mine's on Tuesday. We're both birthday month buddies. So Port Lucaya Marketplace. It was really, really good. Go there for sure. Some of the shops weren't open, but the ones that were really great. The people were great. It was awesome.
cool.
And were they just not open because they hadn't reopened from like after the shutdown, or
We're
like?
trying to determine that, and I'm gonna assume they would. Is that what you would assume?
Yeah, that's the assumption I made. I just assumed they haven't reopened since COVID.
Okay.
And maybe like some of those businesses weren't able to get back up on their feet. I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of the places that were there weren't open, but the ones that were really good and worth going to. This is at Pirates Cove. So this is the beach that I was telling you guys about, the public beach that you have to pay $12 to get in. But I mean, like the beach was amazing. And then you have to pay for everything on the beach. So
Like those chairs.
like those chairs cost money.
They look like your legs really look like they enjoy those chairs, though.
No, we didn't do an extended land package at one of the all-inclusives. We were just there round trip over the weekend for Brandon's birthday. I had to get back to work and to my lovely clients like Kimbra.
Yeah.
Did you guys get in the water at all here or a lot?
No, actually.
Nope.
Which is really interesting. We didn't get in the water, but probably because we went to Port Lucaya Market first, and then we came here and we had our massages, so we didn't really have time for that. We probably could have afterwards, but we were more concerned with getting food and beverages. Kimbra, this is the exciting part. Look,
I know.
So
I
told
love
you,
it.
I recorded this just for you guys because this is my creature.
Well, go ahead. Talk about our creature there. What is it for those listening in the future?
It is a land hermit crab. And hermit crabs do not grow their shells, they move into them. And they have 10 legs, which is the only creature that has more than 4 legs I'm okay with, other than butterflies.
I thought it was super cute. I was like, look at him.
They are really cool. The Caribbean hermit crab, and it's neat to see one. I've seen them we saw them in Aruba. I've seen them in Honduras, but that's a lot closer to home. So that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, they move into the shells of what?
Dead creatures.
Well, yes, you could probably be more specific than that, though.
Snails.
Yeah, and they are nature's cleanup crew. So they hang out on the beach. I mean, they got the perfect life, right? They hang out on the beach. They eat the scraps,
Let's play it
that
again.
fall down from the trees. You know, they keep all the detritus at bay. And
what is detritus for those people out there that don't know?
It's rotting stuff. If there weren't detritivores that eat detritus, then the world would be full. It would smell like the bad parts of the Margaritaville ship.
Thank you, Mr. Hermit Crab.
There you go. See, we need our detritivores, and as they grow, they have to molt their exoskeleton and they move into new shells. So here's a little PSA. If you go to the beach and you see a lot of really cool like snail shells, if you're sure nobody's living in them, maybe if it's legal in the area you're at, maybe take one, but don't take like 15 because there are animals that need those as their own homes. There's my PSA.
Really cool.
And crabs, hermit crabs are not really crabs.
They're not crabs. No, they're not crabs. They're crustaceans.
Right.
But they're not crabs.
Not crabs.
And they're not really hermits either, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, this one's out and about.
I mean, so that's very unhermit-like.
Those are all my hermit crab facts.
The biggest hermit crab species in the world
is the giant hermit crab?
Is not the giant hermit crab.
It's the bigger giant hermit crab.
It's the coconut crab.
Oh.
Which is so big that it can't find shells. So they've been able to survive without shells. They live only in Madagascar.
Would you eat that? Is it edible?
I think they're endangered. So
okay.
They probably are edible, but I don't think they're.
Anything is edible if you try hard enough.
But I don't know that people eat hermit. There's a lot of aquatic species of hermit crab. I've never heard of anybody eating them, but I think they're less meaty than some of the other crustaceans.
Okay, I have a weird question for you. Before you go on from this picture, though, I do have to mention the bees. So back to the hermit crab real quick. Do we know if that was male or female, or is there a male or female?
They're not super different. They're not real. Like some crabs, like for instance, fiddler crabs, the males will have one really big claw and one little claw, but that's not the case with hermit crabs. So I actually don't even know how to tell the difference between male and female hermit crabs. True crabs, there's a different shape on the bottom of their exoskeleton, but hermit crabs, I don't even know. Like we have hermit crabs at work, and I don't know what they are. Males, females, we just call them them. So.
Them. That's politically correct. I like it. So I was going to tell you about the bees. The bees.
And the birds?
No, just the bees. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them in Grand Bahama.
That's. I mean, that's probably a good. What?
Did you hear what he said?
No.
They stole my drink.
Well, that's not cool. That's not cool. But bees are important, but that's interesting though. I've never encountered bees in the Caribbean, but
in Grand Bahama, Matt, there are a ton of them.
They're all in Grand Bahama.
So much so that I had to ask the bartender that was serving us if she'd ever been stung, and she's like, yeah, a couple times. I'm like, what do you do? Like, how do you get rid of these? And she's like, they like the sugar. And so they were on Brandon's drink more so than they were on mine. And he was having a fit. Like, he was like, I was going to drink that.
Yeah, that's interesting. And this was at the beach?
This was at Pirates Cove, yes.
So did they spell beach Beech?
They should have. Beach. There was a lot of them. Like,
That's
I mean, it's
interesting.
forming the trash cans, and there was a lot of
Huh.
bees.
Interesting.
So I'm excited to talk about this part too, because this was his actual birthday dinner at the steak restaurant. And if you keep going, there's the steak. So I forgot who asked about the steak, but there's the steak. We had ribeye. It was so good. Cooked to
sounds really good.
perfection.
That
I mean,
sounds
like
good.
it was seasoned well. The peppercorn complemented it perfectly. It was so good.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Did this? How much was that specialty restaurant? Do you remember how much was it like a one price kind of thing?
I think it was $49. I want to say
Okay.
49.
Okay, that's comparable, pretty close to Carnival. I think Carnival raised theirs
Carnival
a
is
little bit, but it's like 55 now or something like
I think
that.
it's
But
52.
did it
I
come
don't
with like a appetizer and then like was it like a 4 or 5 course type of meal or?
Yes. So it was what, 4 course? We
Oh,
had
there's just
you
more
get to
there.
choose like an appetizer. Is there salad? Yeah. Right?
Well, I mean, the salads included the appetizer. I got like 3 appetizers.
Oh,
I thought
see,
it was
okay.
salad. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so yeah, 4 courses. You get like salad, appetizer, whatever you want. He ordered like 3 or 4 appetizers.
I did.
He's a big guy. So he eats, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
And then
absolutely.
we order the ribeyes were phenomenal, but then we ordered like several sides. So it was almost like a la carte, like you would go to like in Tampa, like a Ruth Chris or Eddie V's, where you're gonna order like your main course and then you have sides that you can order and share. That's what this was like.
Okay.
And the cream spinach Brandon loved.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is the best cream spinach I've ever had." Now I'm like a broccolini girl. Anytime I can get it, I'm gonna. And it's in that picture, and it was phenomenal. The broccolini was so good.
I can guarantee you that if I ate that cream spinach and broccolini, it would be the best I've ever tasted because I've never had it. So, but it looks good.
I like
That's very
broccolini.
Broccolini, I've never had it. I've never had cream spinach either, but
I've never had cream spinach.
I would eat
but
that. It looks pretty tasty.
It was really good. The broccolini, I think that the excitement is that it's like baby broccoli, right? So it's just
Oh, okay.
it's fun to eat because it's like smaller and you don't have to worry about big bunch and I don't know.
What kind of desserts were they offering for this?
So Brandon got birthday dessert.
Wow.
He got he got birthday cake. But what else did we have as
You had
dessert?
key lime pie.
I can't forget about that. I had the best key lime pie. It was so good. So good.
The dog is very
I don't.
talkative.
Hold on. I have to replay this because are they singing?
Hi Reno.
Birthday, dear
Oh, look at that.
Brandon. Happy birthday to you. Is she on
Happy birthday, baby.
He had such a great voice. It was really awesome.
That was pretty
Yeah.
impressive. That was not like your typical like Texas Roadhouse.
What is wrong with the
kind of thing.
dog?
I don't know. The dog is broken.
Hi Reno.
Like our webcam, the dog is broken.
Oh, they even wrote "Happy Birthday."
Nice.
It was super cute. They did it well. And as you can see, Brandon looks pretty happy. So just more pictures from up top. Guys, this was like my favorite part. Can I just explain this real quick? Why this
Yes.
picture was important. So those what are they called?
Day beds or something? I don't know.
Yeah, the daybed patio jams were like the most relaxing things on the cruise. Like it was open up there, like you had the sea breeze, and I mean like I could sleep up here for years. It'd be great.
Did
Cool.
this ship have like a Serenity area or like an adults only area?
The back. That back portion you got pictures of, I think, was adults only. That's why
Okay.
there wasn't a lot of people
Okay.
back there.
Okay. Were there a lot of kids on the ship?
I know it.
Just a few at the beginning, because remember you were asking where their parents were, because they were kind of just walking back and
yeah,
forth.
so there were some kids, but it wasn't like an overwhelming amount of children. Like usually if there's an overwhelming amount of children, I start to miss my own. And I didn't start to miss my own on this one. So I think we were good with the kids. There was at one point, like when we got on or something, I was like, where are these kids' parents? Because they were like up and down and like kind of like roaming. And I'm like, but not that they were annoyingly roaming. I was just like, I don't want them to get taken. Where are their parents?
And this is the end of the slideshow.
I like
Yeah,
the
that's
color motif on the ship. I
Yeah.
like the green and the different blues. Very nice.
Overall, like I would definitely recommend going. I mean, obviously there's some ups and there's a few downs, but I would say that the ups outweigh like the smell, because really it was just the smell.
I would definitely go again.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean it's a ship we've wanted to try, and I heard such mixed reviews when it was the Bahamas Paradise. There were people that were like, yeah, it's worth it, and people were like, no, we'll avoid it like the plague. And I was excited when Margaritaville took it over, and then of course the world shut down. That really put a hindrance on them. But listening to you guys, it makes me kind of excited about trying this cruise line out and checking it out. I would love to hang out in Grand Bahama for like a few days
Yeah,
and then
do
come
like
back or something.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the plus is that you're going to get amazing food from the time you get on. Even when we first got on, I had mahi, and there was like a mango salsa pork chop, and all of that was really, really good from the get-go for me. So the plus is that you're going to get really great food. Chances are there's not going to be a lot of people on it. And it's a pretty, like, economically, like, it's a pretty cheap cruise, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously you're not there that long, but it's a quick getaway that is affordable and fun, for sure.
Cool. And it's great because for us Florida folk, it can be just a literal weekend cruise. What day of the week did you guys leave on, actually?
We left on Friday, and then we were back Sunday.
Okay, so yeah, so like literally, wow, literally. Let me try that again. We would have to take one day off,
Right, because we'd have
like an
to drive
extended
over
weekend. That's
and
perfect.
then come back Sunday. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for
Awesome.
those of you without a lot of vacation time, this was perfect. It really was.
Stacy says he had some problems with smells on the Carnival Glory, and that's a newer ship, so you never know. You never know.
That's true. And I'll tell you, as long as you avoid the bar with the one stinky smell. I mean, and here's the thing, it's isolated to that one area, so you can walk through and not smell it. But the only one that was kind of hard to get away from was the one in our room. So we just shut the door to the bathroom, and we were like, you know what? We're just going to pray that when we go in there, the smell isn't happening.
I've experienced those smells like when I've stayed on lower decks of different cruise ships. Sometimes it gets a little ripe in there at times, but yeah, that would be a little concerning in the cabin. But if you can close it out, maybe it won't be too bad. How many decks did this ship have? Did it have like 10 decks, 11 decks?
12.
I think it was 12.
Nice. Okay. And what deck did you guys stay on?
7.
I was going to
Okay.
say I have no idea because I cannot.
That would have been my answer. I wouldn't have remembered. But 7? Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And it was nice. I mean, it was easy to get throughout the boat. Obviously, it's not out the ship. Obviously, it's not huge. So, you can explore. You can do everything that you need to do. And the few days that you have,
Mhm.
I definitely think that the arcade is something that when we go back on, we'll explore a little bit more. We both like challenging each other. I like beating him in basketball. Doesn't happen often because I'm vertically challenged compared to him. But I still am very competitive. So we'd use the arcade a little bit more.
Louise is asking, what are the pros and cons of the room? I know you said the room seemed like it was a little bit bigger. And then the smell would be the con. Were there any other pros or cons?
For me, the pro was the TV, so I have something to watch while she's sleeping.
Okay, good.
It was
Good.
huge compared to Carnival and Royal Caribbean's TVs, which I feel are always on the smaller side. And smell, you already mentioned that.
For me, it was the storage space. There was a lot of like closet space and storage space. I do have one con though, in terms of, and probably a little tidbit too, in terms of electronics. So I am an electronic person. I have phone, tablet, computer, blah, 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 and it all has to go. So if you're an electronics person and you're not using your cruise to truly like get away from plugging in things, I would suggest bringing one of the converters, because you have like one plug in the room and really that's it. So bringing the converter is a good idea, because then you have your 240 that converts if you need it to. And then, I mean, you could always bring, what did we bring? It's like a block that has the,
Like a power strip?
what? No, it's not. Is it a power strip? I don't know. Either way, there's limited amounts of outlets, so I would just consider that. And I
That
would
makes sense. And older ships wouldn't have had as much electricity because we didn't need it back then. We were a simpler folk, right? But now we have all of our USBs and everything needs to be charged and stuff like that.
So they did have USB ports. I shouldn't say that
Did they?
it wasn't. They do have USBs where you could just plug straight in.
In the
If
rooms?
you're looking for power, which I mean, for my plugging my USB in, it was taking forever to charge my watch or my phone. You know what I mean? So
They weren't good. They were.
yeah, there were USBs. 'Cause I was like, hey, is there any chance you have another plug? And the guy was like, oh yeah, right here. I was like, oh no, that's just a USB. And he's like, yeah. Thanks.
We're not on the ship long enough to charge my phone in this USB.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that was the plus and con. The room size was amazing. It was comfortable for me. I slept real well. No complaints there.
Very nice. Very nice.
But I usually do so.
Cool. So would you cruise on this again?
Me, yes.
Yes. Did I miss that?
You missed that. Yeah, they were both.
I actually almost booked a cruise while we were getting off. And my husband was like, we said we do 2 vacations for us and 2 vacations for the kids. That's 4 a year. We have them booked already. And I was like, but it's only, and we can. So yeah, I literally almost had another one booked on the way off and was still, it was Black Friday specials too. So, but he reined me back in. So not yet, but yes, we will go again.
I'll go with you.
I had a cruising buddy that'll go with me.
You may even
And
get
it's
me
not
into
a far
the gym
drive
for a
either,
minute.
bro.
Oh, wow.
We had a really good time stopping on the way back. So
Workout cruise. Louisa also has said she's heard that there's thin walls on the ship. Did you have any problems with hearing the neighbors?
did you? Oh, I was gonna say I heard nothing, but I may
Did
not
you
be
have
a fish
neighbors?
much. Why did you laugh then? There's something going on in Brandon's head that I'm really interested in knowing, but the world will never know. He's like,
Very cool.
so yeah, we didn't hear anything, or I didn't hear anything.
Well, I did hear people walking by.
Okay.
Depending on what time it was, you were knocked out. I had to turn the volume up a couple times. But it's people, intoxicated, having fun, making jokes as they walk back and forth. It wasn't a problem for me. But I mean, if it was a consistent thing, depending on where your room is, I could see that being a problem. Potential problem.
Sure. All right.
All right, cool. Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
Any final thoughts from you guys?
You guys should definitely start working out on chips. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, they have such great gyms.
They do. We've seen some incredible gyms on the ship. We've walked through them.
They're used as hallways.
I mean, I usually try and go into them at least once, and then Matt's like, "Why are we doing this?" And I'm like, "Because
No, don't blame me.
Yeah,
No.
We're gonna have some conversations, Matt, because
If you want to work out,
I
on the
was
ship,
told that I should change my clothes and like get on a treadmill and pretend to be walking for like a minute while he takes a picture so I can send it to you."
you got something. A minute counts, right? Every minute counts. I would suggest a little bit more time on that treadmill, but you know.
I mean, to be fair, when Kimbra and I go to ports where we snorkel and stuff, we do.
Yeah, it's quite a workout.
We do quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, for sure. No, I can't even combat with you on that because snorkeling.
If we're in non-water ports, then it's bad. But if we're in water ports, then I usually don't gain any weight.
I mean, when we went to Puerto Rico, we walked a lot.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, but not like getting the heart rate going.
Well, there were some hills.
I love it. No, exploring weather is one of the best things that you can do. And so if you're up and at 'em, and you're not being static, which usually some people aren't on their cruise, then you're good. I see that Louisa asked what was like the average age of the guest. Baby, what would you say? No, it's okay. We're happy that you're asking questions.
I don't know. I don't really feel like I saw a consistent theme of like, oh, there's a bunch of old people or a bunch of young people. It's like it didn't mix.
Baby, we call older people seniors.
I didn't see a bunch of old people or a bunch of young people.
Hi, puppy. Hi. So I'll be honest with you. There were all different age groups, but it wasn't. He's right. There wasn't one specific age group that we could point out and say, oh, label the ship as, either kids, seniors, middle age. It was really everybody, to be honest. It's a good mix.
Cool.
And some snazzy travelers. I will tell you, like, this cruise gets best dressed ship for sure.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Okay. That is interesting. I would not have expected that. I would have expected people to be more casual with the Jimmy Buffett kind of vibe.
No, there were people that were real snazzy.
They were decked out. I mean, the nice thing is it's a shorter cruise, so you have more room to pack like the fancier digs and stuff
that's
like
true.
that. When you're going on like an 8 night or something, you're like, you gotta fit everything into a suitcase.
Stop it, Reno. What is wrong with you?
He wants to give Matt hugs and kisses.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, this cruise was amazing. I will definitely go back, and for the price, like, you can't beat it. I'll be honest with you, in comparing the price that we spent on the cruise and a price, I mean, we're in Orlando now in a hotel for my weekend, my birthday weekend, and I'll tell you that we're probably going to spend more here in Orlando than we did in our cruise.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. I wondered about that. I was like, man, your bedroom looks really fancy. It looks like a hotel, but it is a hotel. Now I feel
we're traveling again for my birthday weekend. We're not on a cruise this weekend, but just in terms of price, it's worth it for the weekend. It's a really nice airline.
You look into like a trip to like the Keys or something like that, and real quick it adds up to where you could be in the Caribbean for 7-8 days and spend a fraction of what you'd spend for like 4 days in the Keys. And Orlando's pretty similar.
Yeah. If you want me to get, just tell you guys straight out, for Brandon and I, for us to go on this cruise with the drink package, I ended up spending $523.
For the two of you total?
For the two of us with the drinks included.
That's pretty good.
So obviously when we got on, I did spend another $100 for that steakhouse, but that's not bad for a weekend.
It was like $525. Is that what you said?
$523 exactly, and then another $100 for the steakhouse. But you don't have to go to the steakhouse because it's really good.
My mom says 75 isn't old, 50 is young. She's only saying that because her son's 50. But Was there a formal night? Yeah, that's a good question because since it was only like a couple nights. Did they have a formal night or was it?
No, but you know what's weird, Matt, is, and maybe you can answer this for me. I feel like, to be honest, the formal nights on cruises are getting less and less. Like
Oh yeah,
when
yeah.
we went on,
The Royal Caribbean, the last two, I
yeah,
don't remember there being a formal night on either one of those.
Mhm.
right. And so I don't know if it is Carnival still doing.
I'm not sure. I'm
They technically have a formal night. I think they call it something else, which I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, it's definitely changed. And I've been cruising for a little over 10 years. And when I started cruising, like you would be able to rent a tuxedo on the cruise, like that kind of thing. And now I don't know of any ships that do that. Maybe some of the ships do, but yeah, it's definitely changed how that works. And it's gotten more and more casual as time has gone by. And it used to be that you would be concerned, like if you went on formal night to the main dining room and you were wearing shorts or you weren't wearing a tie, would they let you in? And now it's like I see people in like really casual stuff even on formal nights. So that is definitely something that the culture of cruising has changed over time, over the
Yeah,
last
I was gonna
really
say I
five
feel
years.
like it's changing because even with, the cruises, I don't remember, and I remember like his mom being like, "What are you guys gonna wear for formal night?" like years ago, but
Mhm.
now it's just like, oh well, we dress up, but it's
Yeah,
not like, yeah,
yeah, it's definitely a different kind of vibe. Now I have heard like some of the ships, and they cater to I think an older demographic, like Princess and stuff. They may still kind of get into that a little bit more, but it's a different generation, and so they're still kind of doing their thing, which good for them. But that kind of thing still happens, I think, to some
yeah,
extent. Yeah,
that's cool.
cool.
I mean, it's a good reason to get dressed up.
Yeah, yeah. Did they offer a lot of excursion options in Grand Cayman in Grand Bahama?
I think there were like three or four. Um, but I intentionally didn't book anything because I wasn't sure. Like I wanted to surprise him, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to overwhelm him with, oh, we're going to do this and then we're going to do this because that can be me at times. So I was like,
true story.
Was this a total surprise? Like when did you break the news that you were going on a cruise?
when did I break the news? Like a week.
Like a week before.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, yeah, like a week before I told him. It was pretty much a surprise. But yeah, so I didn't want to overwhelm him with like I booked this, and because he's a pretty chill guy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he's a little bit laid back, and I'm a little bit rambunctious. And oh, let's do this and do. So this is his birthday cruise. I was trying to
That's cool.
tone down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I thought like it'd be really neat to like surprise somebody at the cruise, but it's like, yeah, when do you let them know? Like, do you get up in the morning and go, by the way, we're going on a cruise, and then they're like, oh, I'm not prepared. Like I feel like I need like a week to prep for
I
a
was gonna
cruise.
say, if it's a woman, you better let her know at least a week or so in advance, because especially if she has kids. Yeah, like you
Oh
can't
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like in the morning. You can't be like, oh, by the way, today we're going on a cruise. It's like, hey, did we pack for our children? Did we prepare this person? So, but I mean, for guys, it's a little different. I don't know, but Brandon was like, okay, cool, let's go.
I just have to gather all of my gear. Like I've got all my snorkeling, videography
Mm.
stuff. Like back before all of that, I could have been just like, let's go, let's do it. I got my swim trunks, I'm good. But these days I'm more complicated, I guess. Yeah, Stacy says 2 per cruise on cruises longer than 5 nights on most cruise lines. Definitely Carnival and like Royal Caribbean. And there you go, Paul. Kimbra is back. Look at that. She had to take the dog out. Who let the dogs out? Turns out it was Kimbra.
Yeah.
Roof.
So I don't know what I've missed, but I do know that we've exceeded our hour, and I don't want to waste. I don't know if waste is the right word, but they're on vacation.
That's true. That is true. Yes. So we should let you go. And also Down Under Cruisers are going to be coming on in 10 minutes. So make sure to go hang out over there. But we will say thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and telling us all about this awesome cruise. You've got me excited about going on Margaritaville.
Yay! You should go and take Kimbra as much as possible because it really is a good time and she needs to experience. I will never say this again, Kimbra, so make sure you document it. All of the phenomenal food on that ship.
I'll eat broccolini.
Eat the broccolini for sure. It was so good. Oh my goodness. And the ribeye. Both. But yeah, no, thank you guys for having us. We really enjoyed it and we're excited that we got to share Brandon's birthday cruise with everybody because it was awesome. It was nice to meet you too, Meg.
Yes, I also want to say thank you to the both of you for coming on. Yeah, I know I was supposed to have you on, I think, back in August when you went on the cruise with your kids, and then things
got crazy.
But this is a better reason to have you on because people cruise with kids all the time.
Well, yeah, this is really interesting. I think a lot of people in the cruising community are very curious about Margaritaville, and so this has probably helped a lot of people out. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. It gets 8 out of 10 stars. If you had to rate it, babe, what would you do?
I would give it 8.5.
Oh.
Pretty high ratings, right?
If you're a cruise snob, you're not going to like it because of all of those, it's older and everything. But if you're there to have a good time and you have somebody that you love and you're going to hang out with and just be in the moment, it's totally worth it.
Aww.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a really good cruise, and if you want to relax, you don't want to be in a crowded area, you don't want to, you're going to enjoy the person that you're with and have a good time and eat great food, then this is the cruise for you, especially if you don't have a lot of vacation time and you want to get away quick and get back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or vacation for you because it's pretty inexpensive for a vacation.
All right.
Awesome. I also just really quickly because I can and I need everybody to hear this. I really think you should go on our wedding cruise.
I agree.
Just throwing it out there.
We're gonna get back to you on that. We're gonna be there for the ceremony for sure. I hope I get
He's gonna make it work out.
I keep saying "aw," and she's like responding, and I feel like I know her already. So I hope I get to meet Meg at the ceremony.
I hope Meg goes too. We'll see.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for
I'll
coming
see
on.
you bright and early on Tuesday.
Okay.
She didn't seem very excited to see me. Maybe Matt will join us one time, right, Matt?
You know what?
Yeah.
Matt was awake this morning.
I was actually for some reason.
I got myself dressed and I came in and got my watch and I said, "You want to come with me?" And he said,
I don't remember. I was too tired.
Well, he wasn't there. So we'll just go with that.
Yeah, one day we need to have you come so that you can do partner workouts with Kimbra. She would love it.
Yeah.
And I bet she would complain less since you're there.
No, she wouldn't. She'd complain more.
All right.
We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna go ahead and drop you guys out. But again, thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll hang out for just a couple seconds, but then we're gonna let everybody go over to Down Under Cruisers.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank
you guys so much.
On that note, it's time to celebrate, and until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. And we don't have the theme music to go out.
No,
so...
we don't have the music.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, just a couple of quick things before we go. Awesome guest. Thank you guys again so much for coming on. But go over to Down Under Cruisers, and also don't forget to subscribe to the Helping Hands for Cruising YouTube channel. We are building that channel up and getting more subscribers. More subscribers we get, the more attention we get, the more money we can raise to send people that would not be able to cruise otherwise on cruises. We are going to have at least 2 people on our group cruise from Helping Hands for Cruising, and rumor has it there may be some more. So I don't know if that's officially out there yet, but there's a possibility that there could be more. So, and that's just this cruise. So there's a lot more cruises to come, and lots more helping hands for cruises to come, and internationally. This is an international effort to get people out cruising that, for whatever reason, would not be able to do that. So definitely go over and support Helping Hands for Cruising, and Helping Hands for Cruising YouTube channel is a good way to get that attention out there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. You got anything else?
I don't. My computer is getting all kinds of stuff popping up. It's
There's
doing weird things.
down in the cruisers there.
Helping
Hands for Cruising. Meg's dropping that in the chat. And Stacy is pointing out that I'm fast talking Matt. Yeah.
I just want to quickly say, because we kind of jumped into this and just went, I want to say hello to everyone that's in the chat that we didn't say hello to.
Yeah, I think we had some different people in here.
Yeah.
A couple new faces, like Louisa, and there were a couple other people I saw in there. So yeah, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's all I got. We got to figure out this stupid webcam because it worked so well, and then tonight it went on the fritz. So I don't know what happened to it. But
yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. That's all I got. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. I'm going to end this broadcast. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week.